What's up, YouTube? Deadpool 2323 back at it. Another video. This time, so if you've gone through my history, MegaCon every year is my anniversary. So I've got 2 full years on YouTube as of the end of May. And following with that trend, after last year's MegaCon, I did a top 50 my top 50 books in my collection. The problem I had was I kept losing track of what number it was. I could have wrote them all down, had them in front of me. I didn't take that time. And then organizing them, it was very difficult to organize all the deciding, oh, is this one 10th, or is it, based on what my personal preference, whatever. So what I did is I went through and I definitively picked my top 25 books. I started out trying to make a top 50, and I couldn't come up with a top. I got to a top 50, and I remember last year's video was like 40 or 50 minutes, or almost 40 minutes, I think. It just was too long, and I said I can't do that again. I can't do another 35 plus minute video on a top 50 books. I don't feel like I'm giving enough attention to the right books. And I had already made a list of about 60 books I wanted to consider in my top 50. So I split it into 2 videos. So this video is 25 books not in my top 25. So it's almost like a 2-part series, right? So this is 25 books not in my top 25. Next year will be my top 25. Or not next year, but my next video will be my top 25. I have my top 25 books that I've said these are my top 25 books, and now I'm just deciding on the order. Still have a little more work to figure out there. What was the factors? Condition, value, importance to me, but mostly value and condition. So there's some books that are not in my top 25 that were in higher grade, would be in my top 25. I've had, since last year, a drastic overhaul in my collection, and my collection has expanded greatly. Thankfully for me, it's been a great year. So these are in no order. These are not 25 or 50 to 26. These are in no order at all. These are just 25 books in my collection that are not in my top 25 books. Here we go. Gotta start it off with my favorite, new Marvel graphic novel, number 4, New Mutants. First appearance of New Mutants. First appearance of Wolfsbane. First appearance of Cannonball, Sunspot, Mirage. And the second appearance of Karma. Her first appearance was in Marvel Team Up 100, I believe. Daredevil 131. First appearance of Bullseye, one of the best villains in the Marvel Universe. Incredible Hulk number 5. Now this would be in my top 25, but as you can tell, horrible chipping and conditioning. Still an expensive book, still a great book. Just the condition moved it out of my top 25. Tales of Suspense number 50, the first appearance of the Mandarin. Again, a book that could have been in my top 25. Condition definitely pushed it out. Amazing Spider-Man number 122. This was a hard one to move out of my top 25. This is the death of the Green Goblin. Marvel Premiere 15, the first appearance of Iron Fist. Higher grade book would have been in my top 25. This is a book that I do want to upgrade. Submariner number 1. Man, I love this book, but it's got a huge tear right there. Someday I will upgrade this book. Conan the Barbarian number 1. First appearance of Conan. This book is an upgrade from my last copy, but it's not an extremely high grade. Amazing Spider-Man number 238, the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. This is a pretty good copy. It's got the tattoos. I'd say it's a solid 8 to 9. Yeah, I'd say 8.5. I'd say 8.5, maybe 9.0. Amazing Spider-Man 194, the first appearance of Black Hat. You know, this has a really weak kind of like smudge thing there. That's production issue, and I don't know how that affects grading. ETA Nick, if you're watching this, I would appreciate knowing how that affects grading. But the rest of the book is really good. I mean, the spine is clean, the corners are sharp, the pages are good, the back's good. I think this would be a high grade, except for I don't know how that affects grading. X-Men number 266, the first appearance of Gambit. Again, another really high grade book. I think there's one small crease on the back cover. I think this would be, if that crease might be pressable. That might be a 9.8 candidate. But it's not graded, so I can't put it in there. New Mutants 87. I think this is an 8.0, 8.5 copy. First appearance of Cable. If it was a high 9, it'd be in my top 25. A book that absolutely killed me to take out. I really had to polish up on my grading skills this year to do this video. And so this is the Uncanny X-Men number 129. This is one of my absolute favorite books in my collection. Probably in my top 10 favorite books in my collection. It's sentimental. A very good friend gave it to me. He really searched for it for a while and gave it to me. It's a book I really, really wanted when I first got in. First appearance of Kitty Pryde, also known as Shadowcat, or previously known as Sprite. First appearance of the White Witch, and I believe the first appearance of Sebastian Shaw, though don't quote me on that one. But it's got a few spine ticks, nothing major. Still I'd say it's a very fine minus, and I say that because the case it was in said very fine minus on it when I got it. So, you know, it's got a little rough corner there. I'd say solid 8 to 9 candidate. Another book in higher grade would definitively be not just in my top 25, but in my top 10. But because it's a low grade, Amazing Spider-Man number 50, first appearance of the Kingpin. And I bought this book, and I don't regret buying it because I know that I could easily double my money on it. But it's hard for me to look at because this is one of my absolute favorite covers, and it's just such a horrible shape cover book that it's just not even pretty to look at. And I left it up on the screen too long for you guys. A book that probably should be in my top 25, price-wise and rarity, it probably is deserving to be in my top 25. But the front cover is completely detached, and for that reason alone, Tales to Astonish number 1, I took out of my top 25. I believe that this book is probably more valuable than one or two of the books in my top 25 in this current condition because of the rarity. I don't know for sure, though, because, I mean, this, you can see that spine is completely split. But, I mean, other than that, it's a beautiful-looking book. I'm really super proud to own this book. I don't plan on upgrading this book, to be honest with you, because it really, the way I came, if you watch my some of my old hauls when I got that one, in my Silver Age Haul Volume 1, I explained the story. It's an amazing story. From that haul as well, Fantastic Four number 20, the first appearance of Molecule Man. Again, I've seen this book for sale for $300-400, so that would put it in there, but I don't know that my grade is in the $300-400 range. I think my grade's close to $200. You know, it's got a pen mark there, and it's got some tanning. Other than that, not too bad. It's got a rough corner up there. I don't know. It's not a hot book either. It's not a book that people are jumping on. A lot of Fantastic Four is jumping. It's not. This book came close to going in. Condition kept it out. Again, Fantastic Four number 18, the first appearance of the Super Skrull. I believe that this right here is a book to watch if you're trying to jump ahead of the curve. This Fantastic Four book has not really started to jump yet. It is going to, mark my word. When they have Captain Marvel introduce us to the Skrulls, or they have someone introduce us to the Skrulls, the Fantastic Four will end up fighting a Super Skrull. And when that happens, this book will be $500. You heard it here first. Another book that's super hot right now, could have easily gone into my top 25, was probably in my top 25 last year. Gwen's Edge of Spider-Verse #2, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. Really high condition, beautiful copy. Really proud to own this copy. And I'm not completely up on the price on it, so it might have been in the top. It would have been like 25th, and I felt like the other books I had were there. I can think of one book this might have supplanted in my top 25. Moving forward, Daredevil #168, the first appearance of Elektra. Significance-wise to the Marvel Universe, as far as Daredevil's concerned, this is one of the top 4 or 5 books in the Daredevil line. But I didn't think it was value or significance-wise worth my top 25. Excuse me, it's late. A book that should have been in my top 25, I thought was going to make my top 25 and didn't make it. It's amazing when you start going through your collection and you have to start making these decisions, what moves out. If you'd have asked me off my mind, I would have told you that Tales of Suspense #41, the third appearance of Iron Man, would have been in my top 25 books. But the condition of it is probably a 1.5. And because of that alone, I took it out of my top 25. Condition plays a key, guys. Significance-wise, if all of these books that I'm showing you were the same grade, this would be one of the top 25 books. Of course, how could it not be? I have other ones that are the same. But the grade really stunk on this one. Still love this book, though. Absolutely love this book. Can't wait. One day, I want to pair this book up with a 39 and a 40. Another book I thought was going to be in my top 25. The value just isn't there for this book. I really didn't realize how cold this book is right now. Avengers #9, the first appearance of Wonder Man. Really not a bad condition book. I mean, I'd honestly say it's a 3.0. 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, somewhere in there. It's got some bad Marvel chipping on the top, creasing and little tears and stuff. But overall, it's not missing chunks. There's no creases across. It's missing a little tiny chunk on the, or it's got a little dog ear on this back corner. It's got a rough corner right here, and the spine is rough, but the cover's attached. The back cover's good. No tears, no creases. Again, the Marvel chipping on the back. I really am. When I looked up the price on it, this condition, $120 on eBay, and I'm like, wow, for Avengers #9, which is a major first appearance key. I mean, Wonder Man's kind of a big deal. For a first appearance for that old, I mean, if they ever come out with a movie with Wonder Man, he's going to be in. All right, getting down to the nitty-gritty here. I got 3 books left. I'm going to save this book for last because I think that's the hardest one for me to take out. So getting to some graded books, a little easier to grade when they're already graded, right? This is X-Men #94. This is a 3.5. The grade kept it out. So listen, when I bought this book, I want to talk about it for a second. I'm doing good on time. When I bought this book, you can see the price tag was $175. I ended up paying $125 for it. They wouldn't, or maybe $150. It's been so long I don't remember. Watch my haul videos. I normally talk about that stuff. If you really need to know what I paid, I can't remember. But he said the book was never pressed, so he felt like if you press it, you could make it a 4.5. I don't know. I don't know if a pressing will jump it from a 3.5 to a 4.5. It might make it a 4.0. But after looking at it, it's really fucking dirty too. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I don't normally cuss in my videos. I apologize. But it's really dirty, and the more I look at it, the more I realize the staples are rusty. And so this, even though I have everything from Giant Size X-Men and X-Men '94 up, I'm going to upgrade this probably next year. I think it might be worth it for me to get this cleaned, pressed, and regraded because, you know, you'll get the new slab. But I really think this needs a cleaning and a very serious cleaning and a pressing. And I might be able to squeeze a 4 or 5 out of it. I don't know that money-wise it's worth doing that to go up. I mean, it would cost me $20 for the cleaning and pressing, and then whatever the grading fees are on however I grade it. With this book, I wouldn't have a problem shipping it in because it's in this protector. I generally don't like to ship loose books, but a book in here, a regrade, I think I would be okay shipping it. So yeah, not in my top 25 again because of this book almost made my top 25. A lot of books almost made my top 25, right? How do I have 15 books that almost made my top 25? I'm telling you, man, I started working on this a month and a half ago, and it took me that long to really narrow down what I wanted to do. But I'm pretty confident in my top 25 books in my collection. This book was tough to move out. It's The Amazing Spider-Man number 361, and it's a CBCS 9.6. If this was a CGC 9.6, I know this sounds probably maybe a little OCD, but if this was a CGC 9.6, it would be in my top 25. I think it would have just edged out the last book. But when I was looking up the values, CBCS versus CGC, at this level is about a 10 to 15% difference in price. And that 10 to 15% kind of made a difference on what I was putting in and what I wasn't putting in. So yeah. So legitimately, I could have easily put that book into my top 25. Incredible Hulk, number 271, first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. I'm so proud to own this book. It's an 8.0. I got a steal of a deal when I bought it off a guy. I think this book's kind of cooled off. This book used to be a lot hotter. I think 8.0 is a pretty solid grade. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not going to look to upgrade that. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I'm really happy with that book. So, I want to say I paid $80 for it or something like that. So, what I paid for the book doesn't equate to what the book is worth, but and didn't equate to any thought process at all of my top 25. So the last book, excuse me, trying to get in under 20 minutes here. The last book not in my top 25. This book would have absolutely been in my top 25 in this exact condition, with exception of the only problem is the cover is detached. Tales to Astonish, number 44, the first appearance of the Wasp. One of my all-time favorite books, one of my all-time favorite covers, from my all-time favorite score, the best, absolute best score I ever had. And I mean, the colors are vibrant. When I found this book, my eyes popped out of my head. I couldn't believe it. It was in that group of books I bought. I'm looking at this book, and when I'm first looking, I'm thinking it's a 4 or 5. And then I open it up, and the cover's detached. And my heart absolutely sank. If this was attached by one staple, it'd be a 3.5 to a 4.0. Probably, maybe a 3.0. I mean, the spine's ominously rough. But a 3.0 that presents, and ETA Nick says it, not all 3.0s are the same. It's got a little crease on the side here. I'm looking at it instead of having you guys look at it. You guys don't want to look at me, you want to look at the covers. But look at the greens and the reds. The book's amazing to me. I'd like to say I want to upgrade, but let me be very frank. I'm only going to upgrade if it presents as nice as this. Because while I may be able to get a 3.0, it might not present this well. The colors may be worn. It may be creased. Just because the cover's attached, it made the 3.0. I don't I care about that, but not as much as how this looks because of the greens and the reds and the way the yellows, and it just pops to me. And, you know, tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I just think this cover presents amazing. It's astonishing. But that's my top 25 books, not in my top 25. Now, I know Reaper Tate said later this year he's going to be doing the top 25. Really looking forward to that. Guys, if you haven't seen Reaper Tate 728's last haul video, it's amazing. Hint, hint. It's all Spider-Man. The whole thing Spider-Man. It's oh man, it's given me the bug to really want to focus on Spider-Man, because Spider-Man, my Spider-Man collection is kind of lax compared to other books. But I really believe that's a fantastic haul, and you know, today's his birthday. Happy birthday! Congratulations! All that good stuff. Yeah. So check out his haul, guys. Thanks for checking out my video here. Next week we'll have another episode of non-first appearance key issues. I've got a couple other of video ideas I'm in the works, thinking up, and my August haul is coming together good. Well, that's part of. So I'm going to Tampa Comic Con this week, and then I'll have my my August haul after Tampa Comic Con. It's going to be a smaller haul, not going to be the biggest haul, but it's going to be a fun haul, and there's a book in it that's going to be in my top 25 books. So I'm going to wait till after that when I do my August haul. Probably I'll either do I'm going Sunday, so I'll either if I have it put together Sunday and I can put it out late Sunday, if not Wednesday or Thursday, I'll do my August haul, and then after that would be my top 25 books. Because the reality is I may end up picking up another book that would go into my top 25 books, which if I do, then it'll go from my top 25 to my top 26, because I'm going to show the other 25 as well. Just depends how good Tampa Comic Con is to me. Should be good. So guys, thanks again. I went over by 2.5 minutes. Take care. Collect what you like. Don't apologize for it. Happy hunting, guys.